right, here we are, day 2. We're here in Watervliet, New York, which is right adjacent to the Albany, New York airport. Great building that has been restored. It has been many things over the years, but it has now been more or less restored to its original state as the meeting place for the Shakers here in Watervliet, which is the home or the original site for the Shaker Society. So we're going to walk around. Most of the buildings have been either repurposed or not owned by the society here. So we're going to walk around the grounds and see what we can find here. But great inside, and we'll see the video in just a moment. Here we are at the first stop of the day. We're here in Watervliet at the Shaker Cemetery. Now, unlike the other cemeteries we've seen, they actually left the markers up here, but this is also where Mother Ann Lee is actually interned here at the original village, of which this village was started in about the 1840s is when she arrived here, got here about 1747, and from there the Shaker village expanded to about 2,500 acres and about 300 members at the high point of the village in itself. So I'm just going to take a look around, see if I can find Mother Ann Lee's grave, and then we'll be on our way to Hancock. All right, here we are. We made a little surprise stop. We're here at the Mount Lebanon Shaker Village, the North Village. There's a number of buildings here for a self-guided walking tour. So we're going to take that in here while we're on our way to the Hancock Village. A little overcast day, but looks to be a great day. But some really great relic buildings here. Not an active site, but a lot of great signage that you can kind of follow the Shaker adventure and the buildings and uses here in New Lebanon. So there we have sharing a few pictures here from the walk around here at the Mount Lebanon Shaker Village. It's not currently, the museum portion is closed here at this location. There is one that's more of a museum that you can visit and schedule too. But this one has some nice walking trails you can go around. The buildings are very well marked with placards and signs. Really a nice visit. So if you get the opportunity, and you should follow along on this particular trip, Mount Lebanon, great stop for the Shaker Villages. All right, here we are on our second stop of the day. We're here at the Hancock Shaker Village, and just look at some of the stunningly preserved buildings that we're going to be going around today. You know, this is really, probably of all of the Shaker Villages, this is one that they've done really great preservation on. A lot of programs, a great stop, even just as a single day trek if you come out here to Hancock. So let's go. All right, so there we have it. We've been walking around the Shaker Village. We've been in and out of the buildings. A great stop with demonstrations and people talking about the Shaker life and how they lived. And as with the other stops, this is our last part of this visit, and we're here at the cemetery where there's one stone signified for the Shakers, who again were buried. A number of graves here, but again, they lived as a community and they wanted to be identified as a community with the singular headstone. So that has it. That's a wrap here for the Hancock Shaker Village. And now we're going to head out and go toward the Harvard community, which is not an active museum or village, but the houses are still there and they have a self-guided walk that you can do there. So let's go. Well, here we are in Harvard, Mass, the location of the Harvard Cemetery. And we're going to make a few stops. This is our first stop.